Yes, welcome back everybody to map number 2, and now we have landed ourselves in the land of the green, up on Ancient, and Monte against Apeks. Of course, it is Monte being one map up, but Apeks are hungry to come back and take it to a third.
Yeah, so Apeks, looking at their ancient stats, have a pretty decent T-side win rating, a 56% T-round win percentage, much higher than your average team. As DemQQ, well, his health bar is much lower than your average player, as JKM catches Warrow out as well. 5v4 early doors for this T-side team. And look at the amount of damage they've done. 2 dinks onto SDY and DemQ. Yeah, they're in good stead to try and set themselves up taking this round. But Stiko, he's looking the wrong direction. The dual Berettas strike. Despite the low HP, we are actually back to an even standing. JKM at long range, though. Lovely one tap to SDY, but Krasno with the dual Berettas only good for the single. Boros tries to jump in and trade. It's a 3v2, make that 3v1 now as JKM finds yet another in the pistol round. DemQ with the Julies, 1v3.
Yeah, he doesn't have that much left. He does have armor. That is nice to be saving. Technically, the dual Berettas is an investment in itself as well. So, looks just for an exit. Sitting tight. Perhaps someone can walk right into it because it's crosshair. But as of right now, Apeks is off to a good start to kick off this map. Obviously, also being on T-side Ancient, having that initial beginning, and then yeah, actually setting yourselves up. You have that bomb plan. That's extra cash in the bank. All these little bits are going to be helping you out to get your feet off of the ground here on this second map.
The thing is, may I take you back to the previous map, Beerless, where Apeks also won the first pistol, but then lost the next 3, if not 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah, it was 5-1.
Yeah, it was a rough one, wasn't it? They need to avoid letting that one happen again. Otherwise, Monte could be in for a very comfortable CT side, and they've already gone, of course they have, for the force buy.
They are confident, especially coming off of the win on the first map. Don't have a lot to lose. The pressure is definitely on the T's here. Ooh, and look at this. Heavy aggression already, and you can see they are instantly backing off. No reason to overextend and lose another life. For now, there's still an opportunity for Monte to come back into things. We have seen what the Deagles can do. Especially Boros were 2k, their aim was crisp on the first map, and DemQ with a FAMAS in hand is also able to strike. That's another kill back. That's at least as far as players go. It is very equal up on the board, but HP-wise, Apeks is still in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about possibilities. I don't think I'm ever going to doubt anything again after Lucky this morning won a 1v5 ace clutch in a gun round. It was pretty ridiculous. JL, ridiculous amount of damage through the smoke there towards Boros. Down to 23 he goes as he clings on to a breath of life. Smoke deployed. Further delaying tactics implemented as Apeks slowly ebb their way up the B stairs here. Good damage done by Stiko, but it's JL to get the advantage with Nork. And now Young has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. Finds the bomb carrier almost a second. DemQ! Oh, DemQ! That is massive, and they've only gone and done it again!
There is no way that Monte, again on a big bunch of pistols, is stealing it away from Apeks. That means no cash, perhaps even a double eco that needs to come out if you take a look at Stiko's money, for example. Yeah, and it seems to be Apeks is in need of a falls buy instead. And Monte got themselves a very comfortable next round and probably one after as well.
Man, that was a rough one for Apeks. Really not looking in the same form as they did this morning. I mean, they won, what, 16-6, 16-5 this morning. It's a very different ball game as Young falling out in cash with that MP9 frag and nade follow-up. Krasnell, close and personal, doesn't quite see the Deagler through the double doors. As much as the alliteration might sound nice, no doubt those footsteps are horrifying for Nork with just the sidearm.
creeping out. Oh, well, Sunday Young definitely spots a player, and that instantly makes sure that Monte is aware no one is lurking behind, or even aware of the back. Well, Jacob, his aim is very, very crisp. But in just a matter of seconds, they have now control of the bomb. Perhaps Nock can still do something. He has cameras in hand, has a flashbang, that's one kill! Ooh, and sadly he's not going to be recreating that insane moment we saw over on Mirage when he was able to hang on with a 4K, in fact. Only good for one. Still was a nice effort, but Apeks, they are forced to eco once more. And Monte are looking more and more comfortable right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is about the pistol rounds, but they seem to allow Apeks to have them in order to lull them into a false sense of security and then absolutely batter them to pieces in the follow-up. I'm pretty sure Apeks are actually 3 for 3 in pistol rounds now. As Boros, well, speaking of threes, that 3 frags to Vitaly. Nork gets a nice bit of Glock work to find one, but outside of that, a very swift demise for the Apeks squad. Now, finally enough to just about scrape together a gun round. Will they be able to catch Monte now that Warrow is on the big green already?
That's not going to be the best spy. You can see the players that have bought 8Ks. Not everyone has full util. Kicks in order to have the util, needs to sacrifice and buys a Galil instead. But nonetheless, you know, they can pull up an effort again in order to try and bridge the gap. Kicks in already though. He's taking such a huge blow and it's even taken out. Ooh, the trade will come through. But certainly at a lot of HP again. JL just 26 HP and instantly Monte. Look at this though. They're looking for answers, but Apeks have actually creeped through middle.
Yeah, this is a massive play from, again, JKM. He seems to be the star player today for this Apeks lineup. Edging his way through CS4, gets great sound cues and information on Sumdai Young. Knows that this is going to be a weakly defended site now, and as they push on further, maybe Densky reveals himself. Yes, he does. JKM has everything he needs now. Can't quite yet go down. That Molotov is certainly a good start. Great trade from Warrow. Still an advantage to the T side, though.
Planted on JL's positioning instantly for the headshot angle. And that will send MQ right off the site. Nothing he can do. There is a bit of cash left. Oh, and actually he is not able to escape. Stiga with a repositioning comes through. Good read. And with that, Apeks, they do crawl back. Though Monte have, with their money, again, another try up on the board to maintain the lead.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one now that the AWP lays in the hands of Nork and Warrow. He's just on the dastardly Deagle. What's the plan here for Apeks? It looks as if they're going for a heavy presence. Bombs in tow. Util rains on down. It's a very fast play towards the A site. Only Demke here to receive. Drops a smoke to buy himself some cover, but I think Stigo may have seen the top of his head. Otherwise, there will be a man coming in from Totem, in from Donut to help one out. Molotov, he's been heard, he's been spotted, but it's actually JL and Sumdai Young to go early doors. JL though charges through, another frag to Vitaly, another smoke deployed, cut off rotation. Sumdai Young though finally gets the better of him. JKM in mid lurking. My gosh, the pandemonium is wild here, Violus.
It's just back and forth the entire time. Stico now at least doesn't have to worry about Donut anymore. And that also gets the opportunity for Nock to strike. The only Warrior 2K left. He's hoping for a miracle, but with a Deagle in hand and not with the big green gun, it's going to be very difficult. And Apeks, they bounce back and tie up the scoreline again. It was, of course, Apeks won the pistol. And then Monte, they struck right after, but good bounce back. And perhaps Apeks now on their T side, they can continue that because Monte's money is down the drain.
Yeah, it's not in the best of spots right now. Maybe a P250 for Sumdai Young, but that's realistically all they can bring to the table. On such little funds, maybe a nade stack, but Apeks haven't been massive on aggressive early mid control. Regardless of what they bring to the table, though, if Apeks don't win this round, it would be a huge embarrassment. They already let Mirage effectively slip through their fingers after letting a hero A1S get the better of them. And of course, Boros' 2-1D top middle. They were quite a nice addition to the party. Yeah, regardless, Apeks. A very nice recovery, given what happened to them in rounds 2 and 3.
I like this though. A stack coming out of Monte. You're up on just a couple of pistols, so you need a bit of a miracle in order to try and overwhelm. And if you stay together, that are really your best chances. Now there is a play here that should be a free AK. There we go. Trade eventually comes through. Only 2 losses, not too bad actually. So that AK should just go over and save. Well, the rest actually can perhaps continue on a hunt, but so perhaps might Apeks. Oh, you can already see they have Nox sitting with the ARP, holding the spawn off, just making sure that they're not going to lose anything more. Because that, honestly, is the worst case scenario if Apeks are going to be losing that ARP, for example, or another weapon. Kixon taking a bit of a peek, of course, only has that mech sense, so if you'd actually lose it, it's not the worst. And both players actually managed to take a bit of a hit. Kixon down to 20 HP, it needs to be careful. Will run away. Oh, and actually, Kixon and JL end up dying through the bomb.
That is a very, very awkward scenario because JL had a full rifle. Apeks, they're not made of cash right now. Thankfully, they can reinvest, but goodness knows how that'll affect them down the line, especially now coming into another gun round. Both teams fully equipped, with the exception of Wara being on an AK rather than an AWP here. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty important one for Monte to win here. Can't afford to let Apeks get too many T-sided rounds, as Ancient still infamous for being the most CT-sided affair in the pool. JKM, he's been fantastic in middle thus far. His lurk rolls, bagging so much territory for Apeks, and he's only going to go and do it again. Still 57 points of health remaining too. Not even doing too shabbily.
A bit of an awkward timing for us, at least kept busy over towards that B-bomb site, while again Jacob goes for the very mid-aggression. Only this time it will be punished. Though, on paper, Apeks still, maybe not anymore. The player advantage is lost as Boros continues to re-aggress over towards the B-bomb site. But they are aware. You can instantly see they move one player from B in towards middle, and perhaps even to help out A, and that is the right call. Dem QQ is about to be tested. He's right behind the box. Oh, and he loses his head. Now, there is a bit of a response already coming through, but with a player advantage and a lot of smokes in play, this looks like this could be the round here for Apeks again.
Yeah, it certainly is. Great stuff from Seiko towards the back of Temple, but if I'm not mistaken, Kixon committed suicide in that round. I don't know how that works, because he definitely had a kill before this. Yeah, he's gone to 0 in 8. Now, I know earlier today, Kixon, his router went down in the middle of a round, and he almost walked off the map on Vertigo. Managed to reboot it in time. They did end up losing the round due to their dispositioning. I believe he's on mobile data at the moment, playing professional Counter-Strike, which is ambitious to say the least, especially when reaction times are everything. But speaking of reaction times, Wara has been out dueling Nork all day long. Some of Nork's biggest impact kills were actually on the big 3 A lot of them were accounted for on the A1S. Now, big spray from Stiko through the wall there, taking up Boros and a couple of his compatriots. But that is a lethal crossfire, and JL, he anticipated nicely and will find the follow-up. Maybe, just maybe, they won't be losing to a hero investment round here on Ancient like they did on Mirage.
Surely they should be aware that Jacob has pushed this so far, or so much already. Now he's actually in very, very deep. MQQ does take a peek, and even though he lands a shot, it's not good enough for a kill. So they have 2 players advantage as of right now, even with all the techs that have been landing left and right upon Apeks. But look at this, all the setups are there, and they have sandwiched the last player right here onto that A side. Actually, they are planting here towards A. Perhaps Warutuke can still deliver. But with that shot, his position has been revealed. Oh, look at this. The flashbangs are raining. He is in troubled water, and he's being watched from 3 different angles. Seiko will find the final blow. And with that, 6 rounds. Look at this. Apeks is bouncing back. And considering, it was 3-1, and now 3-6.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fun little fact for you here. They were able to beat Game Allegiant 16-6 on this map, and that is Game Allegiant, the ones who attended the major. They've had various other successes here as well. They didn't actually play Monte on this map, though, before. But regardless, Monte should have at least known what to expect, letting this one slip through. It is a tough one to come up against Apeks for. And they are proving exactly why. Again, a very high T-round win percentage. They've got a ridiculous 56%. Again, definitely up there with the best of them. And Monte are now very much on the receiving end of said statistics. 6 is already a winning scoreline in my eyes.
It very well could be. I don't think... I mean, it certainly has been a while since I've seen a team being so comfortable on T-side. No, definitely already a couple of pieces of utility have been used on the side of Monte, but I do like this aggression. It has paid off a couple of times before for Boros, and in fact, he has his teammate with him. In fact, 2 more, and Krasnal is able to trade. Suddenly, Apeks is shut down over towards B, and it seems Monte has slowed things down good enough. JL takes a bit of a peek over towards the flip side of things. But even over towards A, they can't quite make that same magic happen as before. They've been just taking aim and not... Oh, and even not missing a shot. That's not very ideal. And look at this. 4 players surviving on the side of Monte for this time around. And they do bounce back.
Now, I was singing Nork's praises before the match began, saying he was an AWP prodigy, and I still do believe in that statement, but he really hasn't been delivering today. He can play so much better than this, and the same goes for Kixon. Again, he was a madman this morning, absolutely brutalizing the star players of Honoris, and now I know the star players of Honoris are a slightly different caliber to that of Monte, but the point still stands. This man can hit his shots when he's on form, and unfortunately today, this is the second series of it. Hitting the same. JKM, again an entry. This man is the middle menace. But no trade in sight, unfortunately, so we're back into 4v4 territory. But if the pace is picked up, there's definitely a danger towards the B site for the likes of Boros and Krasnal.
I do like this. Previous round, it went very aggressive on B side for the CTs. Now, this time, they've already cleared out A. That should give the information. Monte is playing relatively passive, though. Good angle. And Boros is still able to take the head of one player instantly. Look at the positioning of Samdar Yonkers. They are applying the pressure. They are locking them in over towards B side. Make them commit. And all the timings just seem to be working out so beautifully. That's really good communication on the side of Monte. And the timing, the spacing, Apeks not quite aware that they're already being flanked. And yeah, that's honestly gonna cost you some rounds. So Monte have the opportunity to creep in closer and closer.
Yeah, it's getting pretty rough on the T side for Apeks. Their economy's a bit imbalanced right now. The IGL has sacrificed weaponry for a pistol before so he can provide the util support for his team. And with the match pause coming on in, I believe that will be a tactical timeout. There is plenty to discuss here, and yeah, they will go for the investment. Kixon will bite the bullet on this one, as he looks to ensure the greater good for his squad. And work some magic with that Desert Eagle. Monte on the flip side, a very strong bite. Oro back on the AWP and the rest on stolen or upgraded rifles. As that timer ticks on down, I'm not entirely sure what to expect here. It's clear Apeks are gunning for the round. Whether or not they'll be able to get it over the line is a different question entirely. Especially with some of their players really lacking in the fragging department. JKM full blinded still catches Sundayung on the entry. The Norwegian is on fire. A 2K D-Fearless. He's the only man who seems to be consistent and unstoppable.
Yeah, it's like the experience here showing today for JKM. And on the flip side of Monte, it seems to be fairly equal, I would say. Not really one particular player that is standing out too much. Perhaps Sam Da-young, actually, in the case for this particular map. He was a bit more quiet over on Mirage. But he's definitely also delivering really well. Trying to get back into the game. It's very much still possible. Especially if you look at the HP. Even though they're player down. Oh, look at this. Krasnov finds JKM, and that is the star player out for Apeks. Pressure being applied, and Apeks is actually still a bit split up. They still have that one lurker over A, which could really help them out. But the timings are going to be everything. The CTs come swarming in as soon as they smell it is B, and a couple of shots are hitting, even with the pistol. That is trouble water for Monte, and even though they are throwing nades left and right, the flank is about to come in. A very clean tap coming out of Nog. And this is a wonderful round. That's 7. That is borderline winning conditions here for Apeks.
Yeah, this is a ridiculously good T-side here for Apeks overall. They've had their slip-ups, as they so often do, but you cannot be mad at a team who can pull 7 rounds out of the bag on the most CT-sided map in the game. Also, again, further props to JKM for opening up the round. And I like the way Nork was making sure he was going to land that one tap on the final kill. But with that, we have another match pause coming on him. There will be another full M4 A1S and AWP buy for the Monte side. Apeks on the flip side. They won't have a big green in this one. And honestly, that's not so much of a bad thing. Especially when you already have JKM winning middle for you without it.
And a big difference here between these two squads as far as their buy goes. Sure, you know, Monte does have the AWP, which is a very favorable thing for Monte, but the utility is far, far less, which, especially on that CG side, it could cost you. When are you going to be trying to delay? Are you going to be going for any pushes? It's going to take a couple of risks here, probably coming out of Monte. Already you can see that they're pushing into B, trying to clear things out. And then trying to take some steps over towards middle, and already the pressure is back on over towards A. A good initial kill. Could delay them already a tap bit, and now Boros finds one more over towards middle. Keeps things even up on the board. Actually slows it down for Apeks.
Yeah, I mean, Norm's on 16 HP right now, and Kixon misses a crucial opportunity. Sundayung, a great readjustment, leaves Apeks in dire straits. Now, Warro, he's going on a bit of an extension towards middle here, and he gets rewarded for it. That's the bomb. That's all of the util that Apeks were carrying, and JKM now going to have to work some further magic. Warro not revealing his position any further. Tucks himself into the deep back left of Donut. Very hard position to clear, but oh, JKM's going to do it anyway. Looking for more though. Sundayung, an elbow is revealed, but unfortunately, so much more so also.
So whoever's going to be winning this first half, it is still up for grabs. And it's so interesting because whereas the kills I feel are fairly even on Monte, you have Apeks where JKM is just on 17 kills, but then you have Stiko and Kixon who are only up on 4. Especially Kixon having quite a rough one, also 12 deaths. He seems to be taking quite a lot of hits as the IGL, trying to gather information. Tends to go in first in actually a lot of situations. But now is the question, can they still manage to hang on? They have a lot of weapons still up on the board, not that much utility to support them around it though. And again, trades come through. That cave area is theirs. And the tiers are so split up. It is insane. They do pick up the bomb, try to most likely make it a run for A, but as Stiko has set foot there, he loses his life. So that means there's little to no control whatsoever. They most likely are going to have to rely into the positioning of JKM here.
Yeah, I mean, if he can somehow slip through CT and kill Demcube, then there's a possibility in this round. But some Young's just seen his legs, and JKM's none the wiser. 54 go. Good first frag, but not enough time to readjust. Pixar, though, on a second on one. Oh, if he finds a second, there's hope there. But Waro shuts him down. Boros on a 6 HP, likely trembling a little. Not sure if he would have been too happy in that clutch. But regardless, 7-7. Apeks, they have had a good run, don't get me wrong. They definitely could have achieved more in this half. Regardless, 7 is still fantastic, and Monte, they're going to have a real tall order come the next half, especially if they don't win that pistol.
Already a lot of aggression coming through. Oh, look at this! Boros and Craftle, the power duo over towards this B-bomb site. No one can stop them, and it's just Stiko with a FAMAS. Sure, he can come in with the surprise factor as the last player here, but what can he do? There is a smoke. Oh, hold on a second there. I thought for a second he could get the advantage, but it's not quite gonna cut it. And Monte do strike with an 8th round. And let's see what can happen after this break. Can they pull back? We will find out. Welcome back, everyone. Honestly, we couldn't have a closer first half on our hands. 7-8 as of right now. Monte again swiped away and won the first half just by a very tiny margin this time. 8, of course, for them in Apeks on 7. But Apeks had one hell of a start on their T side, and still 7 rounds is really solid here on Ancient.
Yeah, certainly so. It's not something you see very often, but Monte, it's not an opponent they come up against too often either. Both have so much to prove, especially after their best of 5 finals went the distance. Now, this wasn't one of the maps in the pool, as we said, but JL, the trigger discipline, it's great stuff. Manages to pick up 2 for his troubles. Demke with a trade, though. Still a 3 versus 2. Still nothing guaranteed here, but Demke here's the reload, hunts JL. He's already found all 3, now a 4th in the round. Can he manage to ace this? Waro is in the firing lines, his former teammate, but no. JKM will deny. A fantastic round there from JL, though. Hopefully that gets a little bit of a spring back into his step, because he was pretty absent in that first game and has had a slow start here. Regardless, equalised scoreline. Will Monte be able to steal away the second round yet again?
Also, there's no way that Nog has 0 kills, right?
No, Nork does not have 0 kills. I'm assuming he disconnected at half-time.
I think, yeah, that most likely is what was happening. Ooh, let me just double check real quick.
Once you do that, I'll take
9.
over as JL gets a gorgeous headshot onto Demke as he surges through cave. That's actually a retrieved rifle for Kixon here. A massive blow to Monte. Boros, though, pushes on through. And JL, unfortunately, shoots his teammate, taking away a lot of his health. But Warren, what are you doing? I don't think he realizes that the smoke hasn't covered the entirety of the doors. And JL, he's just farming again. He's up to 3 kills once more, but Krasnow finally puts him to bed. And M4 is retrieved and into a 3v2 with Thrust. But Apeks, they can't afford to rest on their laurels. This round still will not come easy to them.
They have to pick up the bomb, and both of the T's are split up. Now, Young has a flank potential here, and it's just being patient. There is still plenty of time also for them to work with. But it looks like they want to group up. Now, perhaps need to be a bit quiet, because if he gets too close and continues running, could be hurt. Doesn't quite seem to be the case, but still Stiko does lurk around to Donut. So, once a player will cross, things might get awkward, but I'm not sure if they are aware that Young has already passed and is in a really good spot to deal with Donut. They can double peek it here. And that seems to be exactly the case. Oh, the shot does need to hit, though. Doesn't quite connect the first time around, but the bomb is planted, and still a good opportunity for Monte at hand.
Oh, Stiko's in trouble, but somehow manages to get himself out of it with great aim, and Nork chimes in for the finale. Monte, they do get a bomb plant, so they will have a little bit of cash bonus behind them. Otherwise, a very nice retake there from Apeks, and the fact they keep 3 alive builds up their own bank balance a bit. JL onto 105 ADR after this round. As well, Monte, do let these slip a little further, as they're going to need to start scoring some big rounds early doors on their T-side to stop a spiral. And my goodness, with that bomb plant, they've only gone and done it, Fearless. They've gone for the Force Buy Wars.
Oh, I mean, this is very fun to see, and we have seen it time and time again, where Monte have decided to force up and actually steal it away. So far, I mean, that obviously was the round after the pistol and they lost it. Now it's a tad bit later, but still it would be so wonderful if they can manage to therefore bring it back and make it tied up. Now, they need to be careful. They don't have the upper of utility. Oh, but now once that first kill comes through, the pressure's on. Full execute is present. And Monte can easily plant that bomb.
Bomb is down, but the post plant, which could be costly, as JKM insinuates. That means big headshot, looking for a third, lands for Dink, North finds the frag. 3 versus 2 ensues as they continue to surge ever forward. Sometimes Young, though, big kill onto JL. That means the bomb cannot be stuck. Does come through, but kicks on. You clever little minx. He's defusing on the other side, and with that, perfectly played by Apeks. They get the defuse, and Young does at least escape with a rifle. But Apeks find themselves a 10th round.
getting more and more comfortable. Even though Monte, of course, had already found that 8th. It's now 3 in a row for Apeks. And even though we had a bit of a force buy, there were some funds left. And Monte can buy up a tad bit more comfortably, I would say. Where 2K and Someday Young at least have full util. The rest also a couple of pieces around it. But ooh, look at this. Very heavy mid-aggression. JKM instantly is going to be taking a peek. Now, there is a Molotov in order to keep him at bay 4 now. Is also aware of his back. But there will be a few smokes at that. Oh, could give him an opportunity, but it will be denied. Krasnov was so ready for it. And Kixon, who was under so much pressure then, all by himself, can't do anything.
Well, he does get the single frag, but it's not enough of a lifeline as Stico falls as well. JL could not peek in tandem with his teammates, far too preoccupied. But Someday Young, oh, he forgets to clear his angle. Bomb is still dropped towards the B side, but it is retrieved by Warren as he darts his way to join his teammate. They could, in theory, go for a CT wrap here, but I don't think that's quite what's on the cards. Instead, an A-bomb site is prevalent, and Boros even more so. This position is fantastic. So often goes uncleared, but no! Mega kill from him! A swift 180, leaving just Waro in the 1v2. Has the bomb, has the time, could even run all the way back to B through mid if he wanted to. But on the double swing, they don't see him. Do they not think he's there? Oh, Waro, this could be massive. JL's backed off completely. They have no idea where the young Ukrainian resides.
He is just waiting, being patient. If he swings and if he outplays, his answer unfortunately is going to be no, but that was a very good chance. Monte could still strike back, but it's not going to be happening. And Apeks with round after round, just sitting real comfortable here. The money is slowly stacking up. A couple of reinvestment need to come through, but Nog, for example, is certainly... His money is in a very comfortable place, whereas Monte... Yeah, they keep struggling now. Krasno and them QQ, they need to have a little bit of a compromise here with the Galils up on the board, and even then, they still can't completely fall by. So it is still far from ideal, but you gotta give it everything you've got.
Yeah, well, they're certainly going to try. Monte are privy to a good force buy. It's a very high-risk, high-reward strategy. In fairness, they did have a good bit of money behind this one, but still, as you mentioned, the util is what worries me here. So important to have good util on Ancient, especially when it comes down not just to the executes. You can sometimes get away with just a few flashbangs on those, but smoke for the post plants are brutal for the CTs. Have to do so much blind pushing. There's so many visions. Someday Young. Visions of Frank himself, but can't quite catch one. Oh, I tell a lie. Stico removed from play. Amazing pre-firing as JKM looks to try to pull things back. And he will. Of course he will. The man is a menace. 22 in 14. I'm not going to say he's single-handedly carrying as JL is more than looking up now. And he's going to attest to that point ever further. Boros falls as well to his hand. And as the util rains on down, Waro 2K's next on the firing line.
Yeah, the smoke is going to make it very difficult for them, and they only got a single flashbang left. So in order to make use of that, we're going straight up towards the flip bomb site. Try to take it slower, play a bit with the minds of Apeks, but so far, they are in control. And every single time they want to take mid, it is either being taken and in a very aggressive fashion. Take, for example, JKM. But in cases like this, you know, they hold it a bit more passively. Have Nog, for example, in Donut, who does miss his shot. So Waro2K can instantly take him out, picks up the op instead, and suddenly it's a 3-on-3. Very much possible, but 20 seconds. Oh, JKM, that's 2 kills. So impactful, and he needs to be the man of the day. Still, though, 10 seconds, there could still be a chance. But Waro2K not expecting players already to be so incredibly close. And with that, Apeks converted to yet again another round.
Shout out to a big play from JKM there. He seems to be omnipresent on Ancient here. He's in every corner you turn, and Monte just can't seem to deal with him. Evidently so. They've not won a single round since the half change. On the flip side, Apeks have put 5 in a row. Match pause will be coming on in here, and appropriately so. Monte need a breather and discuss what they're going to do next. I'd say a force buy would be ill-advised here. Maybe bring in a couple of upgraded pistols, SMGs if you must. Get the flashbangs lumbered into the back and play for something a little faster. But Monte on the flip side, they've been very, very bad at clearing things, especially if that thing is JKM.
And the struggle here is that Monte, they can't just keep buying, even with the loss bonus. Boros will be up on a 8k, so it looks to be a bit of a half buy, so just buy up what you can in order to actually still continue to have a piece of money. But Apeks again, looking crisp, looking sharp. Krasnov does find one in the form of Stiko. But you can see every one of Apeks is sitting tight, and Nog, as of right now, is just doing all the work. JKM finds another one. But eventually, yeah, Apeks, they're not going to take too many losses. They are sitting so incredibly comfortable in this second map. And they eagerly want to take it to Anubis.
I was going to say, there's a reason I think we're going to the finale. Apeks are a force to be reckoned with. Stiko, admittedly, not having a great day here. But thankfully for him, his team are more than making up for it. And Nork on his CT side orb is significantly better than he was in the first half. But Warrow has been afforded a big green of his own now. It's going to be a tough player to deal with. Kixon slowly pulling up to the double-digit marker. Talking of markers, the hit marker of Boros will be going off as he gets tickled by the Molotov, but I don't think there was anyone close enough to hear it, so it won't be causing any rotations just yet. Very heavy mid-presence, though, for now.
That will make it very difficult for Apeks to try and hang on, and Apeks gets taken out. Oh, and a gas spray through the smoke almost takes out JKM as well. It's very scary territory for Apeks, so you can already see we have Kixon. A bit doubtful. He was actually on the radar, looked that he was perhaps going to be falling back towards the A site, but remains to sit with JKM, especially because he is quite on low HP, so that they can have potential for a trade up on the board. But look at this. Without making any sound as of right now, they're already so incredibly close. Oh, the peek does come through. Kixon finds one, but not before he gets traded, and now it's all up on Stiko.
Oh my
that is
God!
4 kills in a row for the man. And look at this, right as he needed to deliver, when it was about to be very scary. Apeks continued to deliver, and Stiko this time around was the man to step up.
Yeah, I literally called on him a few moments ago saying his performance had been underwhelming, and then in a matter of seconds, a 4K spray down. It is miraculous, and Apeks find their 14th. They're still surging ahead, and Monte, they've had 0 replies on this B side. I personally cannot wait for Anubis. Both of these teams have played officials on them, and Monte, they've actually played 2 this year already. On the flip side, Apeks this morning won 16-6, so it's going to be a tough one for Monte to fathom, but someday young Fathom kicks on perfectly, cuts him down as Krasnov joins the fray. They're on 4 versus 3 as they take the B bomb site. And that is a huge kill onto the Norwegian as well. No longer able to aid and assist.
Stiko now also taken out of the equation. This looks to be the first round for Monte up on the board here in this second half. Perhaps, though, Nar could still try and prevent it, but it won't come easy. He needs to eventually clutch it at 1 versus 4. Already had the first one out of the way, but with the bomb being planted and struck from behind, it's not quite going to be happening. And Monte, they do find their first up in this first half, but can you believe it? It was 7-8, then 8-14. Apeks have just doubled their scoreline, and that is honestly the magic. They were already up on 7 rounds, sure, a round deficit, But having 7 in T-side was already incredible. And you can see how Monte is struggling to really get back into things.
Yeah, they have been locked out a little bit, but that round could well be the key. A very solid buy behind them. Molotov says goodbye to JL, forced to give up early paid presence. The spam comes back, but it won't deliver. Barely connecting on the T. Spam for the wood comes in from Krasnal. But again, there's nothing to really write home about. Good grenade on Tawara 2K. Puts him onto 82, but a slower pace again from the Ukrainian core. Means that Apeks will be kept guessing for now. And that is one of the most scary points on Ancient regardless.
Apeks are being so patient, just slowly delaying a tad bit more. Stiko does take a bit of a peek over towards A. But even if they do decide to hit, they have a player there. They have JKM in a very easy rotating position. Though he is still a bit, I think, afraid. Does he want to commit to this position? But now that his teammate has actually come in with a lurk already so fast, it needs to all be on point. A bit of a misspray there out of JKM, but Stiko eventually comes in with that very well-timed lurk. So even if his teammates were struggling, eventually the team comes together and Apeks can bounce back. Krasnal being the last man remaining. And honestly, even with a single and full loss, they are gonna be still in their hands. They're gonna be struggling next round with economy.
Yeah, they can just about cobble together a buy. JKM, though, cobbles together so much more. He's almost on for a 30 bomb, and we're only 25 rounds in. He could still technically do it in this one. A far cry from the rest of his team, but I just want to give huge props to Nort for keeping his cool towards backside boxes in that round. He delivers a storm. 2 massive kills as Monte now amass themselves towards the A bomb site. Are they going to be picking up the pace here as Stiko does drop a smoke? Was back to defend. And I think they might be taking this one with a little bit of pace now. Sumdar Young lines the smokes up. Yeah, there we go. The flashes rain down and Stiko misses the opening opportunity. Looks like we'll be having something similar to a 5v5 retake as, oh, maybe I take it back. Boros finds one. JKM a swift trade. And JKM, with that smoke in his back pocket, could cause further carnage. Otherwise, it's out the USP. Big stuff from him. Another from Boros. The numbers continue to thin for both sides, but Apeks, they do still have some util to try and tow this one over.
Oh man, the very tight positioning knock. And kicks them both at playing from the same angle. It was simply so beautiful to see how everyone is just tying this map together. And with this, we are going to be taking it to a third. But not before we go to a very quick break first.